Now we're going to look at the option called data. We click on it, and when it's blue, that option's operating. And we're going to look what's here. It's going to show us the value of every one of the global registers. They are registers that always end in a lowercase g. Here are the main registers. They always end with the lowercase m. Then there's the sub-registers. They always end with the lowercase s. And last are the local registers. They don't have a second character, and there are not as many of them. Now, these first two, global registers and main registers, are the same for every program, main program, through all 9 subprograms can use these registers. That means they can use it in the mathematics. They can change the value of these registers. However, the sub-registers and local registers are unique for the main program and for each one of the subprograms. So when you're here at the data option, you probably want to see these registers for a particular subprogram or main program. Here it's set that these now are showing the main program's sub-registers and local registers. If I click on SP1, now these are the registers for subprogram 1. If I click on SP9, they are the sub-registers for subprogram 9. I'm going to set it back to subprogram 1 for now. The next data that you can see is the value of variables. Here, one of the variables is called the tab number, and if you see, it says 100. Well, if you remember, that is the tab number for our routine that we first made, which is in subprogram 1, tab 0. So, it's number 100. Now, we can look at work lists. And particularly, let's look at the one called pattern. Because it has 10,000 values in it, we could not have shown it on that first page because there's too many numbers in it. Here we have to use this pole bar to go through all the 10,000 of them. But here are the values that are in the one named pattern. Now, in order for me now to go back, I have to say data and then data again. That was work list, particularly the one called pattern. Now I'm going to go to work pages, and I'll go to the one that has a name. Well, there's nothing in it, it's all blank, but it has 2,048 possible characters in the page called table text. Now I'll click this to go back and then to start it again. Next, there's also the lists that are special lists, and for instance, one is called RANV for random values. So I'm going to click on that one. Random values consist of 10,000 values. Here you see some of them. Their value can be from 0 to 9,999. And you can use them when you're working with random things. Alright, I click data again. Also in that column is RANC, which is random colors, but we won't look at that now. Then there's the app lists. List A through list R are app lists, which means they're stored with your application. So when you put a value in list A, when your program is saved, it will be saved also, and when your program starts again, it will be reloaded with those values that it had. Also, here under pages, there are temporary pages where you can put things like if you're building a line, there's one named line. These do not have anything but spaces in them when they start. But then there's the app pages, which you put data in that you want saved. So page A has text in it that you want to have saved. And if you remember, here at offset 18, it says no tab number. We've looked at that before. That's in page A, which is an app page that will be saved with the program, and when the program is loaded, it will be loaded back into page A again. Alright, data out, data back. Now we want to see what use we can make out of this. And one use of it is when we go to trail. Alright, remember trail? Shows over here that it's in the main program and went up to the 9th instruction. We want to take it until it gets us to subprogram 1, because we know that's where it's going to go. So we go another 9 instructions. Here we see it. Here it's in subprogram 1, and there it's at tab 0. Well, that's where we told it to go to. Main program, remember, said to go to tab number 100. So that meant it went to subprogram 1, tab 0. Alright, now here it says it set the value of TS to 100 and WS to 300. Well, down here we have ourselves set to subprogram 1. So if we go to TS, well, there it is, 100. We go to WS, and it says, yes, it's at 300. So you see, when you're running the trail, you can then watch it changing values as it goes along. Well, let's go another 9 instructions. Oh, I saw them change down there. Well, let's see what happened. Well, let's look at TS and WS. Now it says that it's set TS to 80 and it's set WS to 370. Well, let's look down here. TS is 80, WS is 370. So you see, as it changes these registers, data option will show us the values. And since we know we're in subprogram 1, that's why we set this to subprogram 1. Now, subprogram 1 can also change these values. Alright, but these are the ones it usually uses because these here are its control registers. Remember, tall, wide, X and Y values. Well, let's go 9 more. Well, over here we're still in subprogram 1. Here it says, oh look, here it says we set, it went back to the main program, see? The main program set TM to 15. Alright, well, TM, there, TM is 15. You see, we went back to the main program because here was a home instruction. Well, we don't care what's happening in the main program, so we're going to tell it to advance 900 instructions. Advancing 900, we see that, yes, in fact, it has found exit. So it exits it, and that is the end of the trail. You can't go any further. But what I want to show you now is there's backward and forward in the trail. Now we can go backward, say 90 instructions. Then from that point we can go ahead 9 instructions. Well, if we go 90, we know we're going to hit the end of the trail again. When you go backward or forward, these values don't count. They stay the values of the furthest it ever got advanced. Alright, so now we showed how trail can help us look at data. So that's the end of the information about the option called data.